Aaron Sanchez is now the pitcher representing the Toronto Blue Jays.
This is a great story for me. Aaron Sanchez is going to have some innings limits, but is he a starter? Is he a closer? Well, what he is an all-star that's got a dynamic arm, great stuff, and in the future, I think a starter for the rest of his career.
The story of Aaron Sanchez, an all-star, ERA leader. Also, I had to come through for Chet. Aaron Sanchez looked like the future of our rotation, and suddenly he vanished. From a future star to now out the league completely. What happened? Well, time for a background check.
Chances, it's been keep it on the field.
Aaron Sanchez was a 6'4" righty drafted by the Blue Jays in the first round, 34th overall in the 2010 draft. Like all pitchers, he worked his way up in the farm system, became a top prospect, and got his first call in 2014. It was all sunshine and rainbows. In 2014, he played a good role in the bullpen.
22-year-old Aaron Sanchez is living out a dream as he takes the mound in the major leagues for the first time. Former #1 pick in 2010, Sanchez. His number is between AA and AAA this season.
But in 2015, he became a fan favorite, making the playoffs, then becoming a pivotal setup player for the Blue Jays. Aaron Sanchez had a great 2015. Then came the year 2016.
Sanchez is going to be in the rotation.
It was perfect.
Peak Sanchez had it all. A mixture of pitches that rivaled all the top names in baseball. At 23, he had become the guy. For a depleted pitching staff with the departure of David Price, Aaron Sanchez had taken that starting position and made us all forget David Price in general.
The hell? If you write the full name of a person in this book.
Now, let's look back at the best start he had that season. According to AI, it's a toss-up between 3 different games. A game against the Tigers where he had 12 strikeouts, throwing a no-hitter till the 9th, or against the Rays in his first start, throwing 7 shutout innings, and or a late season start against the Orioles with 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. Out of the 3, it's a toss-up, but I would go with the game against the Rays, as it was his coming out party. You know, that first game you get a glimpse of what he can be. That game would be the preview of the season to come.
He does. 3-2, he throws the curveball and gets the strikeouts.
As he started his motion, he would fall off the mound because he didn't have that good strength in the middle of his body. He has it now.
The year would end with him being the ERA leader in baseball. A 3 ERA, a win-loss record of 15-2, and a nod to the All-Star team. In 2016, out of all the starters, Aaron Sanchez had the highest ceiling. A season at only 23, he's proven that the Jays had a new up-and-coming star that they can rely on for the foreseeable future. Pair that with Marcus Stroman, and yeah, we're set. Wait, what happened to the music? You see, the original comment talks about what happened to Aaron Sanchez's arm. I scoured the web looking for any information on what really went wrong, and one stood out amongst the rest. Reddit. On Reddit, in the Toronto Blue Jays subreddit, a guy by the name of the QP posted, Aaron Sanchez's fingers have cost him. In fact, I'll put it in my description if you want to go and read it yourself. Now, the main reason? Blisters. Seriously, blisters would be the reason Aaron Sanchez never reached his potential. The season in general ended on a sour note. We made back-to-back ALCS appearances, but never made it to a World Series with this group of players. Aaron Sanchez, on the other hand, had proven one thing. He was next out of anyone in this rotation. Stroman, Happ, Estrada, R.A. Dickey, and Aaron Sanchez, who fought for a starting spot during spring training. was destined to be the next great Blue Jay.
Yo, what's up, bro?
You done good, Beanpole.
Just looking back at Aaron Sanchez, it's a brutal story. A story as old as time at this point for pitchers. Injuries. Okay, my bad. In 2017, he only made 8 total starts. Sure, we can look back at his numbers and nitpick at his struggles, but all the momentum he'd built in 2016 was gone. Pitching, in general, is truly a mix of skill, luck, being injury-free, and confidence. Then, to top it all off, the injury messed with his velo on his fastball and made him a much more of a hittable pitcher. Here's a side-by-side comparison. The whole year, he was hampered with blister issues in his right arm, and he was shut down during the season for a lost season in general for us. Surely things returned back to normal in 2018, right? Right? I recently finished watching Breaking Bad. Yes, I know, you're probably thinking,
you watched Breaking Bad after 12 years because you've been living under a rock.
yes. Now, I wholeheartedly love the show. Should have watched it sooner. Next time, I'll call Saul. Aaron Sanchez, like all shows, seemed his MLB journey was on the downturn. His climax of 2016, well, was just an old folktale. A major dip in all his pitches across the board, only was screaming one thing. At 25, Aaron Sanchez had lost the future ace arm status he earned. Now, is it his fault? No. Injuries may be the biggest killers of pitchers. Heck, the deja vu of reading Alek Manoah reports hoping he returns still kills me. The blisters he dealt with in 2017, well, they still bother him in 2018, and another rough season for the Blue Jays, and a rebuild was on the way. The trade deadline of 2019, the end of the Aaron Sanchez show. You can tell he wanted to be that guy for a rotation.
Your time with the Blue Jays organization.
Repeat that again?
Your biggest evolution during the time you've had him.
I mean, from coming up in the bullpen, learning the big league game at that speed, them giving me the opportunity to take on the reins as a starting pitcher, then going back to the pen, and then winning an All-Star, winning an ERA title, pitching in big games in the playoffs.
Jesus, I did not want to get into my feelings after a World Series game, but here we are. The trade brought us Garrett Fisher. Now, if you're thinking the NBA player, yeah. Nah, on a serious note, if you're not aware who that is, well, that's about how much impact he had on the franchise. Oh! No offense to Fisher, but he never really panned out in the majors. With the Astros, it was more of the same for Sanchez. He did have a vintage first game with the Astros, getting their hopes up.
To Narvaez. Curveball grounded right side into the shift. Altuve down the one knee to field it in the outfield, and he throws to first in plenty of time to get home. The no-hitter! Aaron Sanchez, Will Harris, Joe Biagini.
Throwing no-hit baseball for 6 innings against the Mariners. Then more of what was expected came. A high ERA, and the things that made him a special arm with his velo, control, and poise were gone. He just had become another pitcher. Now, I want you to guess what happened next.
Injuries.
In August, he would leave the game due to some shoulder discomfort, and guess what? It'd be a season-ending torn capsule in his right shoulder. 2020 was COVID, so really, no one counts that as a year, so we skip past that. And in 2021, he would get a chance with the Giants, and guess what he dealt with? Okay, enough with the injuries, but no, more injuries.
You can't keep getting.
Still, in his 7 starts and 2 relief appearances, he had a solid stat line with all things considered. Aaron Sanchez of 2016 was a foregone memory that we have locked in our minds way back there. In both years, he would just be a waiver arm who pitched in the AAA level with the Nationals in 2022, the Twins and Diamondbacks in 2023, and his final stint, cinematically, would be with the Blue Jays in the 2024 season. A second chance. And his stat line in AAA, yeah, it was a bloodbath. Aaron Sanchez would be released on August 6th of that year, and it was a bittersweet goodbye to a story that should have been so much more. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the end of this video. This video has been sitting, collecting dust, and I appreciate the comment Chet made to make an Aaron Sanchez video, and it's another story of how injuries can change the course of any player in baseball. Now, I know Aaron Sanchez won't be watching this video, but on the off chance he does, thank you. For a time in our history, you were that guy. We all look back at the rise of Aaron Sanchez in 2016 with so much pride. Sanchez, you may be pitching for a team in the Dominican Republic at the moment. Hey, I mean, the Dominican Republic is pretty nice. I hope you have a wonderful retirement when you decide to hang up the cleats. And hey, if you do another comeback, I'll be rooting for you. Thanks for watching. Keep watching your Blue Jays, and peace. Hey. Okay. From here on out, at the end of every single video, I will make a comment Hall of Fame for every single comment. That gives me an idea for a video. So, Chet, take your rightful place as number one with Aaron Sanchez.